If you previously paid to replace the intake manifold or EGR cooler due to this issue, you may be eligible for reimbursement. Well, this guy's gonna love us. He definitely is due for reimbursement. Yep. This is the toughest problem in the world. A guy spends this kind of money at a dealer and they throw their hands up in the air and they go, we're done, and we didn't fix it. It's a 2017 Cummins. So we had codes for the air intake system leak, turbo underboost active. Upon further inspection, found a hole in the intake manifold. Just in time, dude. This is your new nightmare.
Oh boy.
Look at this. He's had it at the local dealer. Mm-hmm. This was just last week. The dealer said, we're done. We can't figure it out. And he spent $2,500 and they didn't fix it. At this time, it is ready to replace the intake manifold. What? Remove the crossover tube to inspect, and upon further inspection, found a hole in the intake manifold. What does that mean? I mean, what could be leaking there? How are you going to put a hole? Am I wrong, or is that that's a hunk of metal, right? Yeah. Punch in this number. 68492577 alpha alpha.
That looks like plastic.
Is this a 3 liter?
It is.
Oh boy.
Oh shoot, this isn't
notorious for
oh
buildup.
No, yeah, okay. So, okay, I was thinking the wrong dang engine in my head. The nightmare has started. You might as well wake up and figure out what you're actually working on. Where do you think that thing could be leaking? I mean, that's a plastic manifold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it has doesn't it below have the plastic valves as well? For that intake, or the intake runners?
The throttle, the variable intake runners?
Yeah.
So it does. It's got...
Yeah, right there.
Interesting.
So let's think about it. So the guy had a PC or a P2279 intake. He had his 299 turbocharger underboost. He doesn't have the same codes now. If these are the codes, we haven't pulled the current codes. Who wrote these down? He did. The customer.
Did, yeah.
Okay. Let's just pop the hood and have a look real quick.
Okay.
Go ahead and fire it up.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go for a drive.
Okay.
I'm not going to put this back on. Just set that in
Put it in
your
the trunk.
stall. Yeah. Well, it gets up and goes pretty good.
Yeah, sounds real good.
Yeah. So let's, this thing a 3 liter?
Yep.
So, maybe what we have here is a customer that has an additional unforeseen problem that didn't rear its head when he took it in for the intake manifold issue, you know, the underboost. I mean, he had a hole in the intake manifold. Brandon told me that he asked the customer if the customer had a picture of the manifold, and the guy's like, no, they didn't provide anything. So since it was just a week ago, I'm hoping they had, I'd like to see what kind of hole was in the manifold, because if it burned a hole in something, in my mind it says there's something caused that.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I could see that the guy, his toe was cut off. Mm-hmm. But how'd the toe get cut off? That's my question. Okay, how'd the hole get burned in the manifold? I need to know where it was burned into. And then let's check out what these other DPF codes are, because maybe with it having a big leak like that,
some underlining issue.
The issue caused it to go into regen too much. I don't know.
Yeah,
so
something's heating up.
That's what I'm saying. We need to know the whole story. Yeah, regen.
Frequency. Okay.
NOx has efficiency below threshold.
Cat efficiency as well.
Yeah. All right, let's. I guess we could do a regen, but before we do anything, let me get a hold of the customer and find out, because the dealer printout is sorely lacking.
Yeah. Even if you can call them and ask the tech or something what location that hole was on the intake or something.
Yeah, good idea. Hi, this is Dave at Dave's Auto in Centerville.
Hello there, Mr. Dave. How are you?
I'm good. I hope you're well, Mark. Let me talk to you about this. First off, I'm reading their inspection report, and there was a hole in the intake manifold. Did they describe where that hole was at, or do you have a picture of that, or did they?
I could bring you the manifold if you would like, or I can send you pictures.
That'll be very helpful to me because I want to see. Here's my thinking, okay? The codes that you had when you took it in were different from the codes that you have now. Are you feeling the same about that, or?
I'm helping my dad out with this. So basically, what happened is he left my house in Clinton, Utah, and then it derated on him. Basically shut off, and then he limped it home, and then he called me and said, hey, I need you to bring up your scanners, look at this. And I was like, all right. When I got there, it was throwing codes for the turbocharger, EGR. I mean, it had a list of things.
Okay.
So I put in the code just to see after the first thing, and then drove it again just around the block, and kicked the same code back. I'm like, all right.
Okay.
Take it over to the dealer, have them diag it and stuff, and then they came back with this intake manifold. Everything was like plugged up into this manifold system. It had a bunch of burn marks all over in it. Like, I mean, it got hot. They replaced the intake manifold. He fixed it up after paying the money. Drove it home. I drove 53 miles, and then that's when it popped for the particulate filter again, and then the NOx sensor. That NOx sensor is the first time that's ever popped.
So did you clear it then? Because I've got that NOx sensor again back on. Did you clear it?
So I left it this time,
Okay.
just because I know.
Yeah.
Particular, you hate having codes clear. I have you on YouTube and
Okay.
TikTok, all that. So I do a lot of following with you. So.
Okay. So these are the codes that you read before you brought it to me, and you didn't clear them.
Yeah,
Okay.
same codes.
Okay.
And I kind of left them like we just need to go.
Did it go through the complete cycle on the force regen? Did it complete it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it said finished. Everything. My scanner said finished, complete.
Here's my thinking. First off, thank you. You're an intelligent customer. I appreciate that. So.
I'm a mechanic by trade, so.
Oh, well, that makes no wonder. Okay, so here's my thinking, and I'll just, and you probably follow this thinking if you're a mechanic. Why'd the manifold melt? You're like melt. Says a hole in it, but, melted a hole, burned a hole. I don't know what it did. How come it burned a hole in a manifold? Because.
Yeah, so that was our question when we asked the dealer, and they couldn't even provide. And then when I was doing research online, they say it's a common thing on these. But it's like, I don't see why. I mean, this sucker had to get hot.
When you say it's a common thing, what was their explanation for the commonality of the problem?
That's all they said. It was just common.
Okay, well.
So, and you know how that goes. But it's like, okay, explain to me why is it common?
Yeah, no doubt. It's like, why are people that smoke getting cancer more frequently? It might have something to do with their smoking. I'd like to know that. Is the hole back here where the turbocharger sits? Does it look like it burned?
Oh, no, there's like I said, I think for you physically to see this, like I said, I'm in North Salt Lake, so I'm only like 10 minutes from you. I think the best thing to do would be I'll just run this up to you.
Okay.
I've got it here with me.
That's cool.
I'll bring this up. We can meet in person, and you can see what this looks like, because it's a disaster.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see you here. I'm here. Just come on down.
All right. I'll see you here in just a few minutes.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hey, so I just got off the phone with the guy. Savvy dude, man. He's a nice guy. I think he's smarter than your average cookie. But he said that he actually picked it up from the dealer. Told me a bunch of stuff, but he said that he did a regen on it. And I said, did it complete the regen? He said, yeah, I forced it through my scan tool. I asked him if he had any percentages or soot buildup. He said, not on my scan tool. So, okay. I don't know what kind of scan tool it is. Oh, and he's bringing that manifold down. He said he'd be here in like 10, 15 minutes. Did you pull any information?
Yeah, it attempted to do since the last time the codes were cleared, 16 regens, as well as it's at 69% accumulation in the DPF.
Already? He's
already
2/3 plugged.
And we still don't have one readiness monitor, so it probably hasn't even gone 200 miles yet.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So it's tried to regen how many times?
16.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I'm interested. He's going to bring that manifold down, but I mean, with the turbo, I guess I'm waiting to find out Why is he having a problem now? It's got to be related to this manifold that melted or
Yeah.
holes in it or whatever. I don't know.
Must have to have an air leak, something. Maybe they didn't reset the calibrations for everything to run correctly after replacing the manifolds. There's a hole and it adapted to the hole.
Yeah, but why is it 69% plugged? Why is
Already?
it? Yeah. Why is that? If it's really fixed.
I wonder how many regens they did at the dealership. Sometimes it does take more than one regen when it's in the vehicle to clear out the soot.
Yeah, well, he said he did one. Huh. All right, well, let's wait. We'll talk to him in a minute.
Okay.
A few minutes later.
Hi. Good.
So these are the original codes that I wrote down for
Okay,
it.
cool.
So it explains what was originally to it.
This is Caden, by the way, Mark. And Mark,
Nice to meet you. I've seen you.
This is your tech.
So
You might as well meet the young man.
here is the culprit.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I mean, it's all over. You've got backsides.
Well, this looks like exhaust leak here. Obviously, this is blown out like a. Wow. We see this all the time
I mean-
where we have this, build up here.
Yeah.
This is pretty common to see these plates all jacked up like this. Well, look in here, dude. Look at this, all this heat here. Dude, look here, Caden. I mean, look at that.
Oh yeah, it's torn
It's
up.
Yeah,
it's melted everywhere.
Yeah, there's
the whole thing.
a lot of restriction, a lot of heat.
Even the backside here of the flange, and
This is just heat. I'm thinking you're putting heat back up in this through this motor. You didn't have DPF codes. You weren't doing these crazy
No.
regens before this.
no.
Okay. All right. Well, look, we're gonna keep this. I'll put it in the back of your truck.
It's fine.
I'm gonna start. This is. I'm gonna find out why.
I've never seen it like that.
Yeah, I haven't either.
I've been a mechanic for 50 years and worked for Caterpillar for 17.
Yeah.
Building hull engines and stuff.
Well, what would you think if you're doing? I mean, if you saw plastic intake and it was melted like that, what would be your best guess? Why would that happen?
Overheat on turbo, the
Yeah,
EGRs.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree. You're not, the heat's not exiting. Have you been able to monitor your EGTs? I don't know on that truck. Does it have an EGT?
So I could never find it,
Okay.
and that was my thing. Is depending on his EGTs, how hot they were getting, was where I was leading to.
Yeah.
Is the back pressure of it and causing all the heat in that to cause that to melt the way it was.
See, that's a nice
Right.
thing about big, heavy equipment. You got an EG. I mean,
Yeah.
your guys are watching EGTs. They know that's how you melt an engine down. And why they don't put factory EGT thing on these trucks
Yeah,
is
I
beyond
don't know
me.
either.
It's not right.
They claim this will pull 9,000 pounds. It may be on flatlands, but living in the mountains, you're not.
Yeah.
I
And then,
pull maybe 15 or 5.5.
yeah. The
I struggle some.
other thing that worries me about on that engine too is oil temps.
Never had a problem with it.
It's good. So you were monitoring your oil temps?
Oh, yeah.
What is your oil temps getting to? Your oil temp, not your coolant temp, your oil temp.
No, about halfway on the gauge.
Okay.
I mean, it didn't get that hot. I think last.
I
You're
got
not getting up
about-
above 240?
No, nothing. It was everything's all been within normal parameters. You would spike maybe 235 at one time, but other than that, that would be
And we're
about
talking
it.
oil temperature.
Yeah.
Okay. First thing we're gonna do is just kind of think a little bit and go look at some stuff and figure out why this thing's got holes melted in it. But I think we're thinking the same thing. Is like if we think it got an EGR that's not functioning right, we got an exhaust system that's plugged up that's not, obviously we do because we checked. You didn't know this, but we checked our soot content is 69% right now, and it's tried to do regens 16 times.
Yeah.
And you don't have your ready monitors, so that tells us you probably hadn't even put 150 miles on the thing, and it's been trying to regen that many times, and we're at 69%. And you said you regened it like what?
I regened it twice, and yesterday it took about an hour on the regen when it did it, and said it was all finished, clear, and that's when I was like, okay, I just know, go out, drive, get the normal, see if it kicks it back again, because sometimes it doesn't clean them all the way out.
You know, we can send these DPS out and have them baked and pressure cleaned and regenerated. It not in your truck. They have to be removed and sent out to a facility. I'm thinking we might end up going there because if it keeps calling for regens like this, it gets to a point where the vehicle can't do it.
Yeah,
the vehicle gets to a point where the onboard system it's just not enough. It won't get it hot enough. It won't bake it all out. It won't take care of it. So that might be the next step, and that might have been what took this out. But I can't imagine. But you never had any codes for the
No, nothing.
All right. Thanks, guys. Good to
Okay,
meet you.
appreciate it.
First off,
That got a little hot.
it blew a hole.
Wow.
Yeah. And then, you know, at first you're like, okay, there's a hole there, obviously.
Yep.
Melted. But then you come down under here. Look, it melted the whole.
All the baffles.
Well, I don't even know what. This isn't anything. This is just webbing. That just makes the heat came up here and just melted that down in there. So that either tells me that
Melted your little flapper there too. It's all turned in.
it might be. Yeah, it maybe is. Heat obviously has caused that. So I think we better get some exploratory. I think we probably ought to pull that EGR off.
Yeah.
See what's going on there. If it's
See how much buildup.
yeah.
I think we just need to make sure the EGR system's clean, bake the CAT and the DPF, give it a fresh start to see where it's even at.
Right.
And then go from there. Definitely check for boost leaks and
Run a contribution test.
contribution tests.
Make sure that all the cylinders are banging good. It doesn't have any blow-bys, so you know the engine and it ran pretty dang good. I think that's what we need to do here, and just yeah. It's only got 89,000 miles on it, which is worrisome.
It's not a lot.
But he does say that he's pulling something heavy occasionally now, you know.
Yeah.
And he's got his foot all the way in it. Here's the other thing. Maybe it would be nice. This would be nice.
Okay.
Sell him a Banks, like
Pedal
the pedal
Monster?
monster,
Okay.
with let's put a pyro in an exhaust, so that because he has no exhaust temp, and they're mechanics and they're very aware that like exhaust temps are you got to know those.
Yeah.
So let's make sure we kind of give him that insurance policy so he's not going through this again. Okay. Intake manifold melted on a 2017 Ram 1500 with a 3-liter Eco Diesel minute. Is this a problem, and what is being found the cause of the problem? Here's what's been found on the common cause of melted intake causes: EGR cooler failure. A major issue with these engines is EGR cooler cracking internally. Coolant leaks into the intake airstream, mixes carbon soot, creates excessive heat, causes intake manifold fires. Xfinity issued a recall for 24 to 2019 Ram because of this. So there's actually a recall on this. Whoa. On the 2014 to 2019, which this guy's got covered, EGR valve sticking open. If the EGR sticks open, we got that. And they've replaced the EGR.
Yeah.
It looks like they got a new cooler on it too, don't they?
They probably did the recall when they did the intake then.
But they didn't charge him for that.
Because recall, you don't have to.
Well, but they charged him for the intake manifold.
Which is...
Go get me the ticket. What'd you do?
Yeah.
It's laying in the truck, right? I threw
Yep.
it back in the truck? All right. So here's the recall. 19V-757. What the recall covers: the exhaust gas recirculation cooler can develop internal cracks due to thermal fatigue that allow vaporized coolant to enter the EGR system. This mixture can combust inside the intake manifold, potentially causing it to melt or even start a fire. Booyah! That's what we got. Model year 15 to 1500, classic truck 2014 to 2019. That's our truck. It's 2017. When it was issued and action taken. It was issued in October of 2019. The recall repair rollout began in April of 2020. Replace the EGR cooler with the redesigned unit, less prone to cracking. Inspect, and if damaged, replace the intake manifold at no charge.
Oh, man.
Oh man, dude, they charge this guy to replace this intake manifold. And according to the recall, it's supposed to be free.
Yep.
The root cause is thermal fatigue of the EGR cooler. Drivers may notice an unexplained coolant loss, lack of heater function, or check engine light illuminating. Well. If you previously paid to replace the intake manifold or EGR cooler due to this issue, you may be eligible for reimbursement. Well, this guy's going to love us. He definitely is due for reimbursement.
Yep.
Model years affected. Ram 1500, here it is, and he's got a 2017. It was issued in 2019. If the recall, and the dealer did do the recall, replace the EGR cooler with a redesigned unit, less prone to cracking, inspect, and if damaged, replace the intake manifold at no charge. It's only unbelievable when it's unbelievable. This is unbelievable. I gotta find out how somebody could have charged this guy for an intake manifold when they did the recall on the same work order. They did the recall and they put the EGR cooler on it. I mean, I usually don't get this hyped up about stuff, but I'm like choking here with figuring out how in the crap did that happen. Hey, you were the service advisor on a mutual customer's truck. I'm trying to help him out with a different problem. I don't think it's related to what you did, but I'm trying to piece together what's going on here.
So we did an intake manifold for him.
Right. What's this recall 71X? It's on like 3 pages, the same recall, and it just 71X010. It's like recall, but it's the same dang thing, all like 3 pages of it.
He has 5 different recalls. It's the 7X is our operation code.
Okay, let's go to the EGR cooler one. And it talks about a cracked EGR cooler, leaking coolant, leading combustion into intake manifold. I think if you'll look at that ticket, you charged him to replace the intake manifold. And I believe that that's part of the warranty, according to my information, that the intake manifold, if it's melted, should be replaced at no charge. Can you look into that? Because I'm wondering if we can help our mutual customer out here and get him a refund.
Yeah, we can look into that and see what's going on with it. Let me get your phone number and I'm going to go talk to the technician on this and see what's going on with that. Okay, I'll give you a call back here in a little bit.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, well, you know what I'm thinking. So he's going to go talk to the tech. I'm going to talk out loud here. I don't think this is the tech's the tech's job is to diagnose the car correctly. Technical service bulletins, recalls, all that. I mean, that gathering information is definitely the technician's responsibility. But where I think the problem here is, in my mind, is that when the technician says, hey, there's a recall on this, this is covered, this should be covered, I need to replace this, and it gets billed out, I hope to goodness they don't put that on the technician. I hope that that's not why he's going to talk to the technician, because I'm going to wait to see. But I think if he comes back and he blames the technician for the customer getting billed, I'm going to go BS on that, because the technician isn't the guy that makes the billing.
Right.
The technician just says, hey, this is what's wrong with your truck. There's a recall on it. This is what needs to be done.
Give me the parts, I'll do the work.
I'll do the work.
Yeah.
He never has any interaction with the customer about, hey, this is going to cost you $2,500 because we're not going to do the whole recall. We're going to charge you for part of it. And that's what's going on here. I'm losing my voice. I'm so heated about it.
Moments later.
This is Dave at Dave's Auto. Good. Getting back to you on this gentleman's truck. She said you were going to go talk to tech, so the tech was kind of wondering.
Yeah, he told me I got to talk to the warranty administrator. She's not in-house. She works for several different dealerships. So we communicate through email. Okay, so it looks like they're telling me to give him a phone number where he can actually call and get reimbursement for it.
Oh, so he can get reimbursed for this? I mean, that's great news. I'll give it to him, but he'll be so happy to hear that you guys are going to give him a refund on this. So what's the number that he needs to call?
It doesn't say what the number is, so I will find out and get back with you here in a minute. I got to call the manufacturer. It's going to be through Chrysler. He's going to get reimbursed through Chrysler.
Why does he have to go through the rigmarole? You guys are the ones that get reimbursed. I mean, you could just refund what you charged him for this. I mean, why put your customer through all the hardship of trying to deal with the paperwork and everything when it's clear that it should have been free? How did he get charged for this anyway? That's really the.
That's a good question. That was on the tech.
Whoa! I'm sure the tech didn't tell this guy that you're going to pay me $2,500 to fix your truck and there's a recall on it. I'm pretty sure you can't put that on the tech.
It is his responsibility to know what the recall is when he's fixing it.
By what you told me, he did know what the recall was. He did the recall, the campaign VB1, and you told me that was the EGR cooler.
He should have read through the whole recall and made sure that everything was that was involved. That was the first thing he noticed was the intake manifold.
So it's on the tech to make sure that the billing gets done right?
No, he would have had to let me know that should be included with that recall. I had no idea what all these recalls were. The technicians are the ones to let us know what the recalls are and what should have been covered and what it should not have been.
Okay, so you're going to help him out by, you don't have the number. How are you going to help him
I
out?
don't know why you're getting all irritated with me.
Because
I'm a customer myself.
it doesn't sound like you're helping him out. I mean, and it's not going to sound, because now you're telling him, you go, and he hung up on me. I think the right thing would have been done for them to call this guy up immediately and apologize and cut him a check for $2,500, and then they do all the legwork to get. But now there's something wrong here, and you can tell I'm frustrated about it. But I'm glad that I was able to help him out. I'm going to call him now and give him the good news. Mark?
Hey, Dave.
You know, I'm going to dig the story out of you. Tell me. I sent you over there. Tell me what happened.
I wasn't told about anything about the AGR and stuff until you found it. And I questioned him, and he's going, the manager sat and listened to me and took what my advice would have been. When they finished up the intake and stuff, they should have drove it more, at least 30 miles. I mean,
we call that condition cause correction confirm.
Yeah.
Confirm.
You can't drive it.
Mechanics don't seem to do that. And you know why they don't do it? They're not getting paid for it by the dealer under these warranty terms.
I don't care.
Yeah. I know you don't. I don't either.
I've worked for 2 different dealerships and Caterpillar.
Well, you took pride in your work.
I'm old school, like you.
Yeah.
You do the same thing. You want it done right the first time and not have to see it come back.
I hate comebacks.
It's bad business.
Yeah.
I'll never go back. If I have a problem, I'm coming to see you.
Well, that's nice of you.
They didn't do their jobs right. With all the soot and stuff and contamination that would come out of that intake and the EGR plugged up, possibly cats, but definitely the DPF filter. And I shouldn't have to pay for that.
Right.
And he says, well, bring your truck back, go over it and see.
That's a knuckles right there, dude.
Well,
I love that.
If I'm not satisfied with what I want, I'm coming back to see you.
Well, I don't take that as a threat, so I'm okay with that, Mark.
No, that's because I want it done right.
Yeah, the DPF being plugged is probably...
Well, they're going to look at it.
Yeah, well...
They're taking my word of mouth and stuff in it.
I'm so glad. I mean, we didn't do much for you except diagnose it, man.
What else did I owe you?
I don't think anything. I mean,
sure?
Just to thank you and your business in the future.
Well, you get all my business and everybody I know that needs work.
Well, thank you very much. Good luck. Hey, will you call me and kind of just let me, let Brandon know? If they back out of doing the DPF, I know you'll bring it to me, but I got a feeling they're not going to. I don't think so.
I'll start screaming if I have to call corporate.
And your check's in the mail on the $2,500
No,
bucks?
I got to send some paperwork off to them.
I'll say this and then I'll be done with it. What I don't understand is to put you through this much pain and suffering over their, incompetence because they didn't read the whole document, and not just to cut you a check right at the dealership, and then the dealership get reimbursed from the manufacturer like they would have anyway with the thing.
It's the same thing.
That's my point.
Well, that's what I feel too.
I don't know why they just didn't, in the interest of just making you as happy as they possibly could, they should have handed you that $2,500 check, and then they go do all this nightmare paperwork that you got to deal with.
It's their fault, not my fault.
I know. Well, thanks.
But I'll let you know what's going on.
Okay.
Keep you in the loop.
All right. Thanks, man.
You bet.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, again, thank you very much. So listen, this is kind of, the story goes on. I got a call from the gentleman on this car that he took it back to the dealer, and he called me and he says, the dealer's giving me a bill for $8,000. So he's on his way in. I'm gonna look at it. We're gonna see what we can help him out with, but I'm in it to win it. I mean, this is to me is like something's not right here. Let's get this right. Let's start off with this. I was really hoping, and don't take this personal, I was hoping I didn't see you again.
Well, so yesterday I ended up calling and talking to the service writer myself, personally, because I had questions, especially after reading the invoice for $8,000 that we got. So basically, they're replacing.
So they're giving you $2,500 back, but they want to take $8,000 now.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
basically, come to find out,
70, yeah, $8,000.
According to them and reading their lovely statement
Uh-huh.
that they've written down and everything, is basically now the DPF or one of the converters underneath is cracked. The whole exhaust system needs to be replaced. All the sensors need to be replaced.
Okay, so I'm going to slow it all down here, and I'm going to, because people call me up sometimes and they go like this. They go, how much for a cylinder head on my car? My mechanic's telling me it's cracked. And I'm then like, oh. I said, has he pulled the head off?
Yeah.
No. He's got a blown head gasket, and he says it's probably a cracked head. And I'm like, okay, first off, you might have a blown head gasket, but that doesn't translate that, okay, let's just include a cracked head in the quote without actually seeing the crack.
Yeah.
So now my question is going to be, did anybody show you a crack with like a bore scope or anything like that?
Nope.
During the process of all this, you figured out that they replaced the EGR, if I understood right.
Right, I think I actually talked to you on the phone or something,
Yeah,
and it
so-
wasn't your dad, and I said, it looks like it's got a new EGR valve.
Yeah.
That's what led me down the whole thing to go, well, they didn't bill him for an EGR, and then that's when I found this recall.
So my thought process is the recall, the EGR gets plugged, it backfeeds, it can't do the recirculation, it backfeeds to the DPF system.
Well, apparently, so we're clear, the EGR didn't get plugged, the EGR leaked. It's leaking antifreeze because you're running antifreeze through an EGR core.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just a heat exchange, and you're using antifreeze to cool down the exhaust gases.
Yeah.
And that starts to leak. So now, because it's hooked to the intake, you're getting antifreeze into the combustion chamber, and that is causing ignition, according to the recall, and that's what's melting the intake manifold, the plastic. Now, my contention is there's only three things that wipe out a catalytic converter or a DPF, okay? There's only three things. They're all contaminants, okay?
Right.
And the contaminants come from one thing. Too much fuel, unburned hydrocarbons, just burn itself up. Antifreeze, silicates, head gasket. Everybody that works on, you don't even have to be a DPF guy, diesel guy. Yeah. On a gasoline engine, if you got a customer that comes in and he's been adding antifreeze to the freaking car for a long time, and you say, okay, we got to deal with the leak, and it's a head gasket, and you do that, you've got to kind of have a conversation with him and say, and you could have a catalytic converter that now has been contaminated and plugged and failed, and oxygen sensors and everything, because everything downstream now has been sucking this contaminants. And that was my contention with your dad, to say, look, I think with what happened, they should cover the DPF and the SCR. Apparently they're not. They're making assumptions that it's cracked.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's cracked. I haven't run a bore scope up the thing. I didn't do any of that, So, like I told your dad, my next step would be, they won't regen. They're going to need to be clean. And I don't think the dealer, even if they know that they can be removed and put in an oven, and then a high pressure, they sometimes they put water through them. Sometimes they use blast of air. They bake all the carbon on them more than what the regen does, and then they pulse either water or air through the thing to break that up and clean them off.
Yeah.
Now, if it's cracked, that's a different situation. Then for intents and purposes, it's no good. But I can't know that till I get it out.
Okay. So, and that was my thing, is I didn't know how far you guys went into it when it was here. I didn't know.
Yeah.
The way understanding the service writer last night is it's visual. You can see it. And
Well, it's got a problem. That's why it's throwing a code. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't need to look to say it's got a problem. I already know it's got a problem. It's got
Yeah.
a code. Now,
Yeah.
how bad the problem is, won't know until I get the exhaust out. Or I run a bore scope in. It doesn't really matter. It's got to come out, and then we're going to send it out for cleaning. Kind of like what I told you.
Yeah.
But I was hoping they'd cover that. But I can see on their bill that they don't even want to try to attempt to fix it. They're just going to sell you the whole dang kit and caboodle.
it's just
And all the sensors and everything. They're just,
Yeah.
I mean, this is fixing cars with a shotgun. All right, so we're gonna get you a ticket written up, another for dropping the exhaust and sending this stuff out for cleaning.
I gotta go
Now,
pick the truck up.
let me just have this conversation with you. The cleaner might give us a call and say, we got a cracked substrate here, you're gonna need a DPF or an
Yeah.
SCR. And then we'll deal with that. But the first step is get it out, send it out to the cleaners, and I've been thinking about buying one of these dang cleaners, but it's just one more thing I got to deal with.
Yeah.
So So anyway, I sent him to Salt Lake.
Yeah.
All right. Have you read that recall?
I did a little bit last night, but it didn't go into depth fully what I was looking at last night. So I got to get on the recall website.
The best thing to do is put the recall. Just go to ChatGPT.
Okay.
I love it. There was a formal recall related directly to EGR cool failures that could lead to melting intake manifold. Recall details. This is it right here. 19V-757 VB1. Notice issued. It was issued in October 2019. It's not like it's brand new. This has been around for 6 years now.
Yeah.
They should have been pretty familiar with it. Now has a code P20EE-00, which is SCR NOx catalytic efficiency below threshold. Is the manufacturer claiming that this could be related to the EGR cooler failure and the recall? The EGR cooler failure can cause abnormal combustion in the intake manifold, which may lead to excessive soot, loading in the intake and exhaust system, contamination, high exhaust temperatures, contamination or damage to the catalyst from coolant vapor or combustion debris. Stellantis has acknowledged, here you go, has acknowledged in technical service bulletin that EGR cooler issues can cascade into emission systems problem, including SCR. Dealers typically do not cover SCR catalyst replacement automatically under the EGR recall. However, if there's clear evidence the catalyst was damaged as a direct result of the EGR cooler defect, they sometimes process it under emission warranty. Ask the dealer to run a STAR case if they resist coverage. Customers have had success getting SCR catalyst replacements covered this way if they tied to the EGR recall. I can also just send it. Do you get it? You got it?
Yep.
Okay, you know what they do in a boxing ring? They ring a bell, because this will be round 2. I think we're in round 3, because I sent you back for round 2.
Yeah.
Do you want to go back? Do you want to take that and go back for round 3?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna give them and tell them that I can't afford their bill.
It's this crack, even if it's cracked, I think they just need a little.
But yeah, so I was the service writer. Like I said, I don't like to knock on people, but as a service writer, you feel like you would have more knowledge when I ask questions, and I couldn't even get the answers. It was like he even tried to explain the bill to me last night. He couldn't explain it to me.
Ding, ding, ding. Round 3, guys.
Yeah, we'll try. Just kind of.
I'm not trying. I'm here to help you, but I'm thinking that you guys got it. You guys, I don't think this boxing match is over.
No.
And that's kind of where I was going
The thing
to.
of it is-
I just needed more advice and certain things that I could not answer.
Whip that ChatGPT thing out right on the guy.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna.
Okay.
So
Thanks, Mark.
I appreciate it.
Mark.
Thank
Thank
you.
you guys.
So,
Really thank you
appreciate
very
it.
much.